Built in October 1941, Auschwitz II-Birkenau was the largest of more than 40 camps and subcamps that made up the Auschwitz complex in Poland. Originally intended to house around 100,000 prisoners of war, by 1942 the decision had been made to annihilate the Jewish people, so Birkenau was repurposed as a combination labour site and extermination camp. Possibly around 90% of the people who died at Auschwitz, said to be around 1.3 million Jews, Poles, Gypsies and Soviets, died within Birkenau. In this row of quarantine huts, men and women used the same latrines. These were holes in a concrete structure set above the ground. There was no pit below, and prisoners had to clean out the latrines when they were full. There was also no toilet paper available. Around May 1944, freight trains that were 40 to 50 cars long rolled through the gates at Birkenau, carrying thousands of Hungarian Jews. They exited the trains, and selection would take place to decide who was fit for work and who would be sent to the gas chambers. The grove of birch trees at the western end of Auschwitz II was where prisoners were ordered to strip and head to the gas chambers nearby. Here was the site where the infamous Josef Mengele carried out horrific experiments in his dissecting ward. Anyone afflicted with physical deformities would be killed for him on arrival to Birkenau to provide new material for his studies. In the 27 brick barracks, each would house 700 prisoners per block. Women who stayed here would be separated from their children, who would be sent to Block 16A. There are countless stories of them sneaking out under the cover of night to visit their children in their barracks. Much like the wooden barracks on the other side of the train track, these blocks were often overcrowded and filthy. Bathing was extremely limited, and sleeping conditions would have been just as bad.
In many cases, Hitler succeeded in wiping out total families. Fortunately for me, he did not succeed with me. I won, not him. My name is Nat Shafir. I am a Holocaust survivor. One of our neighbors was a priest, and this priest used to come by once a week to ask my father for a contribution to the church and some dairy products for some of the congregants who couldn't otherwise afford it. One day in November of 1942, the same priest came by, but this time he came with the police officers and 2 Iron Guard soldiers. And then pointing at us, and he said, "Esti Židans, these are Jews." So we were turned over to the authority in November of 1942 by a priest, actually. We received one room for all 5 of us. They told us that from this point on, every person between the ages of 18 and 50 must do manual work. It didn't matter what profession the individuals had. We received rations, a quarter of a loaf of bread for every 2 days, and 5 liters of kerosene once a week. To receive these rations, we had to walk out from the ghetto to get them. We had to wear a yellow star with the word Zhidan or Jew on it. We had to be identified as Jews. Most of my immediate family was sent to Auschwitz-Birkenau. They were my grandparents, my uncles, my aunts and cousins. The young ones and the old ones were immediately put to death in the gas chambers. Those who were able to work were put in concentration camps and do slave labor. So 33 of immediate members of my family, only one survived. That was my uncle. We were liberated by the Russians in the spring of 1945.
Me. What will remain, what I want to remain in you and with you, is simply that whatever you will do in life, whatever endeavor you will undertake, and wherever the road, the destiny will take you, remember these few words. Always think higher and feel deeper. Think higher meaning that simple things have their own beauty, and feel deeper meaning feel deeper about one another.